Okay, I've been redesigning the color tracking system to try to simplify it a bit and to try to get better data out of the system. So what I've done is used a method of extracting red, green and blue values out of the video frame, and also looking at just the alpha channel. So reducing it from 3 or 4 planes down to 1, which should make tracking a lot easier. So what I can do basically, I've set it so that I can click anywhere here on the screen and it's going to track that color. You can see that if I zoom in here, I've selected this blue of my shirt and it's inverted that color there to the maximum amount. It's then over here taken out everything bar that color and left it white. Okay, and then just here grayscaled it, RGB to Luma, so grayscaled it there. And then down here I've got a way of setting the threshold, so hopefully allowing for more accurate tracking. More accurate tracking would mean that I have a better scaling and matching to frequencies or MIDI control notes, so you get a more accurate performance perhaps, or interpretation of your movement. Of course, using color tracking is so dependent on light. I'm in a room with fluorescent lights, it's not overly bright in here, and I'm just using a drumstick with some yellow tape on the end. So I think probably the best thing to use here would be LEDs of some sort, some sort of colored LEDs or glow sticks, something that has a very strong color to it. It's very different to the surrounding information. So what I do here is I basically do a sample by clicking and telling the system what color to look for. You can see the color there in the different frames. Now if I adjust this threshold from the value of this 255 down to 0, so as I decrease the threshold I start to lose all of the other colors in the background that I don't need and all of the other parts, and I start to see. Now I can just get it here. A few little artifacts there, and I think that's predominantly to do with the light as well. If I resample that color with that threshold, I might get a better result. There you go, not too bad. So now it's only tracking that. You can see if I move away, it's still tracking. There's a bit of latency now, obviously. Up nice and close. It's not tracking too badly. Of course, I'm only using the iSight camera that's built into the laptop. I'd like to try this now with some other cameras to see what I can do. And of course, in different lighting conditions, maybe even in the dark with some fluorescent lights or glow sticks, so we get much better contrast. But that's the reinvented tracking system for the initial color tracking, and now I'll need to map that to some sampled sounds or synthesized sounds.